guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my April book haul, and I know I've said plenty of times before that I am on a book buying ban, but although I did buy a lot less books than I normally do this month, so I'm considering that a win. I only bought 5 books this month, and I do have 4 books from last month that I didn't really haul because I thought that it was a very small haul, and I think I'm actually going to start with those first, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. These are all from the book depository, by the way. I will have the links down in the bottom bar. These are the little black books. I bought 2 of them. I bought the Yellow Wallpaper, which I read last month, and I also bought The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. These are 2 of my all-time favorite short stories that I read multiple times throughout my schooling career. I absolutely love them, and I wanted to have my own copy of them. So this one I read last month. I really adore it. And then The Telltale Heart, Edgar Allan Poe, one of my absolute favorite writers. I haven't read this little black book yet, but I know it has The Telltale Heart, Fall of Usher, and the cast of Amontillado. I don't think I've read the last one. Fall of Usher I've read, and The Telltale Heart obviously, but I haven't read the other one, so I'm looking forward to read this one soon. Hopefully it's very short, so I'll read it in like a couple of minutes. It doesn't take that long. But I am a huge fan of these little black classics, and I can't wait to get my hands on more of them. But I really wanted to pick up some Virginia Woolf stuff because I am familiar with a few of her writings. I feel like I studied her in college somewhat, but not as much as I would have liked. So I bought 2 of her books. One of them is this little Penguin Modern Classics thing that kind of reminds me of the other black classics. This is the Modern Classics, and it is The Lady in the Looking Glass by Virginia Woolf. On the book depository they have a quote from this in the description, and I really liked it, so I really want to read this soon. And then keeping with that theme, I also got Virginia Woolf, A Room of One's Own. I haven't read this one yet, but I do absolutely adore the Penguin Modern Classics covers. I can't wait to read this one. Again, another really short one. Okay, so the books that I bought this month. The first book that I bought, I also bought on the book depository. Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I've been dying to read A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, but everybody has been telling me that I need to read this first and then read A Darker Shade of Magic, so I cracked and I finally bought it on the book depository. I haven't read it yet, but I'm definitely going to read it next month. The synopsis really reminds me of X-Men for some reason. It's about these people who have kind of supernatural abilities. 2 of them are friends. They hold very different ideals as to what they should be doing with the abilities that they have. So you can see why it kind of reminds me of X-Men in that sense. But I am really interested in reading it. Generally just reading V.E. Schwab's writing, Victoria Schwab's writing. Definitely hoping to read this next month. I might actually do a TBR video. I normally don't do that because I find that whenever I do a TBR video, I either don't read at all or I read everything but the books that I picked out for that month. But next month there are so many awesome releases that I already pre-ordered. I mean, I'm obviously going to read them, so I might actually make a TBR video next week. The next book that I bought is a book I bought at Barnes & Noble. I don't normally buy a lot of books at Barnes & Noble because although I love the store, I have to admit that I find price is really scary. It's so much cheaper to buy books online nowadays, especially at the book outlet. You guys know the books that I'm going to talk about next are from the book outlet. I wanted to buy a couple. I couldn't get myself to actually buy them when I know like the prices online because I stock the books that I want online on a somewhat regular basis, so that I could know whenever there were price drops. So I only bought 1 book, and the book that I did buy at Barnes & Noble is The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. I've been dying to get my hands on this book for a really long time. It looks so cool, like just looking at it, like if you can see, it has like crazy handwriting like in certain pages and stuff, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about this trilogy. The next 3 or actually 4 books are from the book outlet. Now the first one I actually don't have it right here to show you guys because it is going to be my little brother's birthday. I noticed that on the book outlet they had a whole bunch of the Wreck This Journal. I have one of them and my little brother always asks me if he could do something to it and stuff, so I figured I'd just get him his own. So I bought him the red one, which I actually have hidden because I didn't want him to know. It's gonna be a surprise along with a few other gifts that I'm gonna get him. And then I also bought 3 other books for myself. The first book that I bought is Opposition by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the 5th and final book in the Lux series. My collection is finally complete and now I am ready to marathon the rest of the series. I still need to read the 3rd book and I have all of them now, so if I ever want to read them or marathon them, I can do that. The next book that I bought is Maybe Someday by Coleen Hoover. Coleen Hoover is an author I have never read, and she is actually Ilse's books. Leave her channel down below. It is her favorite author, I think, of all time. She has been trying to get me to read Ugly Love for a while now, and I always say I'm gonna read it. I will get to it soon, I promise, but it's just, I'm scared because a lot of people say that it's sad, and you guys know I avoid sad books like they're the plague. So I'm a little wary, but I've also heard nothing but amazing things about that book. But yeah, anyway, so I saw this on the book outlet and I decided to get it. This is Coleen Hoover's young adult book and I don't really know much about it other than it's by Coleen Hoover and it has gotten really great reviews as well. So I decided to pick it up. I think it was only like $3.49 or something. It might have been scratch and dent. I don't remember. I'm excited to read it as long as nobody dies and everybody ends up happy. I'm happy. And then the last book is The City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. This is a mammoth of a book. This is huge. Now, if you have been following me for a bit, you know that I was a really big fan of City of Bones. I really liked it right up until that ending. I spoiled myself on purpose to find out, how do I say this without spoiling it? Find out when the situation at the end of the first book gets solved? Cleared up, I guess. And that isn't until a little farther ahead. It's so hard not to spoil this. I'm sorry if I accidentally spoiled anyone. I'm trying really hard not to. But I have gotten comments from people who tell me to just read, at the very least, the 3rd book, because that's when things really start picking up. That's when you find out certain things and that's when a lot of people really fall in love with the series. So I saw this at the book outlet and it was only like $5 or $6, which is really great for a hardcover this huge. And I decided to get it as a little incentive for myself to get me to finish the series, or to at least move on a little bit farther on in the series. So I have it and I will hopefully read it soon. That is it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it and I will see you later on this week with my wrap up, and I will hopefully have read at least 1 or 2 more books by then, because so far I've only read the Lunar Chronicles and that is unacceptable. I need to read more. So yeah, that is it for this video and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys! I read all 3 books in 3 days. It's such a good series.